The book of Exodus stands as one of the most pivotal and powerful narratives in all of Scripture, recounting the transformation of the descendants of Jacob from an enslaved people into a nation chosen and led by God. It begins with a new king rising over Egypt, one who does not remember Joseph or the deeds he did to save Egypt during the famine. The Israelites, now numbering in the hundreds of thousands, are perceived as a threat. To suppress their growth, Pharaoh imposes forced labor, turning them into slaves. Yet the more they are oppressed, the more they multiply. Fearing further growth, Pharaoh orders the Hebrew midwives to kill all male babies at birth. But the midwives fear God and let the children live. As a result, Pharaoh commands that all Hebrew baby boys be cast into the Nile. It is in this climate of oppression that Moses is born to a Levite family. His mother hides him for 3 months, then places him in a basket coated with pitch and sets him afloat on the Nile. The basket is found by Pharaoh's daughter, who adopts the child and names him Moses, saying, "Because I drew him out of the water." Ironically, the future deliverer of Israel is raised in the household of the oppressor. As an adult, Moses sees the suffering of his people. One day he witnesses an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave. In a burst of anger and justice, he kills the Egyptian and hides the body. The next day, he tries to break up a fight between 2 Hebrews, but they question his authority, and Moses realizes his deed is known. Fearing for his life, he flees to the land of Midian. There, by a well, he defends the daughters of Jethro, a Midianite priest, from aggressive shepherds. Jethro welcomes Moses into his home, and Moses marries Zipporah, one of Jethro's daughters. He becomes a shepherd and lives in Midian for 40 years. One day, while tending his flock near Mount Horeb, Moses sees a bush that burns with fire, yet is not consumed. As he approaches, God calls to him from the bush. It is a holy moment. God tells Moses to remove his sandals, for he is standing on holy ground. God reveals his name as I am who I am, Yadiru, and commissions Moses to return to Egypt and free his people. Moses is hesitant and lists many reasons why he is not suitable. God answers each concern, ultimately appointing Aaron, Moses' brother, to be his spokesman. Moses returns to Egypt, and along with Aaron, confronts Pharaoh. They deliver God's command, "Let my people go, that they may serve me in the wilderness." Pharaoh responds with defiance. Instead of granting freedom, he increases the burden on the Israelites, commanding they make bricks without straw while maintaining the same quota. The people blame Moses for their suffering, and Moses turns to God, questioning his mission. God assures him that Pharaoh will be compelled by a mighty hand. What follows are the 10 plagues, supernatural judgments against Egypt and its gods. Each plague demonstrates God's power and dismantles Egypt's belief system. The Nile turns to blood, fish die, and the river stinks. Frogs invade homes and beds. Gnats rise from the dust. Swarms of flies corrupt the land. A plague kills Egyptian livestock. Boils afflict man and beast. Hail mixed with fire destroys crops. Locusts devour the remnants. Darkness covers Egypt for 3 days. Finally, the most severe, the death of all Egyptian firstborns. Before this last plague, God institutes the Passover. Each Israelite household must kill a spotless lamb and smear its blood on the doorposts. When the angel of death passes through Egypt, it will pass over the homes marked by the blood. That night, as cries rise from every Egyptian household, Pharaoh finally relents and orders the Israelites to leave. The Israelites, prepared as God instructed, depart in haste. They take unleavened bread and leave with gold and silver given by the Egyptians, who are eager to see them go. The Israelites begin their journey, led by a visible manifestation of God, a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. Yet Pharaoh changes his mind once more and pursues them with his army. Trapped between the Red Sea and Pharaoh's chariots, the people panic. God tells Moses to stretch out his hand, and the sea parts. The Israelites cross on dry ground, with walls of water on each side. When the Egyptians follow, the waters return and drown them. The people stand in awe and sing a song of deliverance, praising God as their warrior and redeemer. In the wilderness, the people face hunger and thirst. God miraculously provides water from a rock, sweetens bitter waters at Marah, and sends manna from heaven each morning. He also provides quail for meat. Manna appears daily except on the Sabbath, teaching the people dependence and obedience. In Rephidim, the Amalekites attack. Moses raises his hands in prayer on a hilltop, and as long as his hands are raised, Israel prevails. Aaron and Hur support his arms, and Israel wins the battle. This shows the power of intercession and God's presence in battle. At Mount Sinai, the people camp at the base while Moses ascends the mountain. There, God speaks to him amidst thunder, lightning, smoke, and the sound of a trumpet. The people are terrified. God gives the 10 Commandments, a moral foundation for his covenant people. These laws establish monotheism, reverence, Sabbath rest, and ethical conduct. God also gives civil, ceremonial, and dietary laws to govern the life of Israel. God calls Moses further up the mountain and gives him the pattern for the tabernacle, a mobile dwelling place for his presence. Every item, from the Ark of the Covenant to the altar and priestly garments, has specific instructions. The Ark will contain the 10 Commandments and will be God's throne among the people. While Moses is on the mountain for 40 days, the people grow impatient. They ask Aaron to make gods for them. Aaron collects gold and forms a golden calf. They proclaim, "These are your gods, O Israel, who brought you out of Egypt." The people engage in pagan worship, and God tells Moses to descend immediately. In anger, Moses shatters the tablets and destroys the calf. He grinds it to powder, scatters it on water, and makes the people drink it. God is ready to destroy the nation, but Moses pleads for mercy, offering his own life if necessary. God relents but sends a plague. Moses ascends again and receives new tablets. God proclaims his name and character, merciful and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love. Moses sees God's glory pass by, though not his face. When he returns, his face shines so brightly with God's glory that he must wear a veil. This moment represents a unique intimacy between God and man. The people now begin the work of constructing the tabernacle. All who are willing contribute materials. Skilled artisans, Bezalel and Aholiab, lead the construction. Every item is made exactly as God commanded. When it is finished, the tabernacle is set up, and the glory of the Lord fills it. The cloud rests upon it, and whenever it lifts, the Israelites set out. Exodus ends with the people no longer just a tribe, but a nation under God's law, with his presence among them. God has revealed his power over nations, his justice, his mercy, and his desire to dwell with his people. From the burning bush to the cloud-filled tabernacle, Exodus is a journey from slavery to freedom, from chaos to covenant, from despair to divine presence. It sets the tone for everything that follows in Scripture, a God who hears, remembers, delivers, and dwells with his people.